Well, after a very successful third season with Leicester City, obviously winning the Europa League title and obviously closely losing in the Carabao Cup final, I think just 1-0. Actually, it was on penalties. That's what I remember. It was on penalties, so very unfortunate in the end. Could have done the double, but just didn't go our way. But hopefully, with a lot of money to spend, we can build a good enough squad to win the Premier League. Hello, welcome to part 17 of the King Power Project. And coming up in today's episode, we do have our transfer window as we look to build our world class squad ready for what could be my final ever season with Leicester City. That's to be confirmed, of course, but I think at the moment this will be our final season with Leicester. Obviously, unless we can get our one season done in an episode, which I don't think is possible unless we do it the Omega Luke way and simulate through the season. That is also to be confirmed, but at the moment, we'll play along with it and we'll just continue just like normal. If we can win the Premier League in this season, that would be absolutely fantastic. But let's take a look at our end of season review. As you can see, we did win the Europa League, but also we were runners up in the Carabao Cup, which was also very, very good. But let's take a look at our newest recruits this year. We did sign not too many players, not as many as last season, but we signed a fair decent amount. Obviously, first up was our goalkeeper, Ergan Shako, came in and he did absolutely brilliantly. I think he'll be here to stay for next season unless we get a couple bits in for him. But at the moment, he looks all right. He's not going to improve because he is 30 years old, so there's always a chance we could potentially sell him and get in a world class goalkeeper like Dennis Simon or someone like that. And obviously, Linez came in as Mavadidi's replacement. He did all right. Obviously, he assisted the winning goal in our last Premier League game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and did some decent performances. Then Igor Ogbu, again, a fantastic centre back. I'm sure he's going to improve as time goes by, or he might be out the door because Atletico Madrid and Saudi Arabia are interested in him. So there's always a chance he could be out the door. Then obviously Anderson now again looks like a fantastic striker. Only 18 years old and had 10 goal contributions. He only came in January. He's going to be one fantastic player in the future for Leicester as long as he stays and doesn't sort off to like Madrid or Barcelona. That would be absolutely fantastic. Badiashile again, another great centre back, quite cheap as well, only £27 million, and he played most games. Only scored the one goal. Obviously, came in that final game of the season against Wolves, but he did all right. He did pretty good. And obviously, Miles Lewis Skelly came in early on loan. I wanted to try and get him in permanently, but he wasn't having any of it. Then obviously Enoch Mastoras, still a pretty young defender. Obviously, good championship player at the moment, but I think he's going to be great for us this year. Obviously, still very young, but he has lots of room for improvement. Obviously, Premier League this year finished ninth, but obviously we did win the Europa League, qualifying for the Champions League. Obviously, that's our run in the Europa League. I'm anticipating the Champions League run not to be as easy. I reckon I'd love to win it, but I don't think it's going to be possible. If we could get to the quarterfinals, I think that's a fantastic achievement. FA Cup this year, obviously we got knocked out by Newcastle in the fifth round, beating Aston Villa and Bournemouth in the third and fourth round, and obviously get knocked out in the fifth round by Newcastle. Then Carabao Cup, obviously lost in the final against Liverpool on penalties. We will try and win that competition this year, considering the fact Leicester, I don't think have never won it, but we will check our achievements, our accomplishments of Leicester, because I don't think they've won it. Our biggest win this year was a 5-0 win against Karabakh. That doesn't count because it's in the Europa League. Our match to remember was a 5-3 win over Man United. I mean, that's just ridiculous. A 5-3 win over Man United. Goal of the season went to Samuel Adoze for his goal against Lazio in, I believe it was the league phase of the, yeah, it was the league phase of the Europa League. So let's take a look at this goal. I can't remember this goal too well, but we'll take a look at it. Those, I mean, yeah, that's just an absolute brilliant goal. That is most definitely goal of the season. There's been some questionable ones, but that's up there. It's one of the greatest goals ever. Club reputation has gone up to 4 stars, I presume, because we've qualified for the Champions League. Annual revenue has all gone up, apart from broadcast revenue, even though we were playing in the Europa League. That doesn't really makes sense. Obviously, competition prize money is shot up massively from our big run in the Carabao Cup and obviously winning the Europa League final. Merchandise, fantastic. Most popular shirts being Azozi, Rumsas, Esposito, Job, and Sternau. All very young players, I must admit, and all very great players. Our best 11 this year was Ergan in goal, back for Spence, Ogbu, Kekai, Christensen, and Didi and Musa in the midfield. No Bellingham. That is quite interesting because I thought Bellingham certainly played more. I thought he played more games than Ndidi, but he might not have. Then we have McAteer on the right, Rumsas in the middle, Adozi on the left, and Esposito up front. So obviously, club awards. Adozi got fans player, young player of the season, which is rightly so. Obviously, signing of the season went to Ugurkan Shakur. Esposito did get top goal scorer with 23 goals. Now a wonder kid. I don't know if he was a wonder kid before the start of the season. He wanted by Villarreal. I think we might struggle there. I think we might. But we are in the Champions League, so we shouldn't struggle. Obviously, if we did qualify for Europe, yeah, we wouldn't have a leg to stand on. Casey McAteer got most assists with 21. I mean, that's not too bad. From a right winger as well, that is absolutely fantastic. Did I win any awards? No, absolutely nothing. But I do just want to take a look. Have Leicester ever won a Carabao Cup? Maybe, yes. They won it back in 2000, whether it was called the Carabao Cup back then, or the Capital One Cup, or I presume it was back then, or the Carling Cup, but they have won it. They beat Tranmere Rovers. They've fallen down a cliff, haven't they? But yeah, they've won it. Not recently, but they have sort of won it. But let's take a look and see what the board want us to do. Play attacking football, possession-based football, make the most of set pieces, play high tempo. It's still basically all the stuff we've been doing this year. The board wants us to expand the stadium. I presume we're going to get some news about that very soon. But let's talk about talk to the players about next season. I think we're not going to qualify for the Champions League next year. I think we'll just say keep in the top half, and if we can push for a Premier League title winning opportunity, that would be absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to talk to them about the Champions League because I don't want to feel any pressure by any sort. Travis Brathwaite would be a very good signing. Did Everton get relegated? No, they did not. They finished in 7th. Did they qualify for Europe? That's very unfortunate because 7th place would have been good enough for a European finish. But are we going to... Yeah, stadium expansions have been confirmed. We are going to be enlarging the stadium by 7,000 seats. 7,688 seats. It's going to cost 28 million. That's a bit ridiculous, and it's going to take 5 months to complete. What's the point? Well, I'd rather just build a new stadium because it'd probably be just a little bit more expensive. But 28 million for just under 8,000 seats, that is just beyond ridiculous. And Didi's not going because he's rejected Fulham. I kind of want him to go because I don't think he's good enough. But yeah, I'm sure we'll do some transfer business before the transfer window opens. We don't have long. We've got just under 3 weeks before the transfer window opens. But hopefully, we should be joined by 2 new players. Well, it's currently the opening day of a brand new transfer window. We haven't sold anyone just yet. Obviously, we are bringing in 2 new players. But before I do introduce them, I was going to say, let's take a look and see who we've been rumoured with, but at the moment, it doesn't look like we've been rumoured with anyone, but there has been one rumour. Joe Spence could potentially be moving to Arsenal, but that is just a rumour. But I don't think a move is going to materialise. But it could potentially be 58 million. That's going to be the most they're going to have to spend. But these are the two new players we have signed, and my good God, they look decent. First up is Josh Dog. I presume it is Dog and Dog. I think we'll go with Josh Dog. He's a Scottish left back, 4 stars of current ability, my kind of left back, a wing back on attack, which is very good. Good Premier League player. Comes in from Sassuolo for 44 million. That 44 million came off of last season's budget. Then next up, we've got Danilo. He's a Brazilian centre mid. He's a deep line playmaker. Hence why I want to try and sell Ndidi, but he can play anyway. He can play as a Masalim pad, which is could be quite decent for us. He's a leading Premier League player. Comes from Bot, whoever they are. He comes in from them for 17.75 million. Actually playing for Nottingham Forest, which I didn't realise that, but he looks like quite a decent player. He looks like a very good player. But I think Arsenal may spend we'll welcome them in, then we'll take a look at that Arsenal offer. If it's decent, yeah, we might be in trouble. But 36 million, 36 million. He's got a release clause of 60. You know what? We'll just be an absolute madman, and we will just offer him for 80. That's, oh God, what did I do? Why? I thought. Oh God! Oh no! I think Spence might be gone. I think Spence is done. Oh, I think we should have accepted that. He doesn't look that great now, anyway, does he? Oh, I'll take £33 million for a Spence, but I should have accepted that. But I didn't think that was a good enough offer at the time. Didn't realise it was £41 million. What was it? Was it actually £41 million? Was it? It's 23, potentially 36. What is Spence crying about? I do not know, but at the moment, that's the only two signings we've done. We are severely over our wage budget, but I am working on it. Obviously, Spence takes up a little bit of that. Obviously, Ndidi is on a lot. Is anyone else on a lot? Obviously, Josh Dog and Danilo now our highest paid players, but I reckon there's some room for a little bit of movement. I think Eric Martel probably, I reckon he can move on for bigger and better things, I reckon, but I think he was quite good for us last year. But in terms of transfer business, I don't know what else is going to happen. So I think we'll probably come back middle of July or just a month before the Premier League games start. But hopefully by then, should have at least sold a few players and maybe joined by a few new players. It's currently the 12th of July, and we do have just under a month before we do play our first Premier League game of the season. Ironically, it was the same game as the last game of the season. It's against Wolves. I wasn't really expecting it. It's actually a much more difficult start to the season. I would have liked. Wolves, Liverpool, Fulham, Man United, and Arsenal are all the first 5 games of the season, and followed by Everton, Chelsea, Man City. Oh my Christ! If we could get through October relatively unbeaten, I think we're winning the league. Because after that, it's relatively simple. I mean, it's not a bad time to face all the good teams at the beginning of the season. But obviously, we are also in the Super Cup against Real Madrid. That I think that will be coming up in tomorrow's episode. Still not sure about that, but I think it will be because that might be a fun game to play. Considering we're in the Champions League, we're going to be competing against Real Madrid. So if we can beat them in that, we might be able to win the Champions League. We have done a little bit of transfer business. I haven't signed too many players, but we have sold a few players. No one on the back end of last season, but the players that have left the club at the moment, Jed Spence has joined Al Ahly for a fee of £33 million. Is that a profit? It's a £12 million profit, so not too bad. Then Victor Truss has joined El Fatih for £25 million. I think that's also a small profit, but still profit at the end of the day. Then we have signed one player at the moment. Obviously, three players, including the two players you have just met. Max Aarons is a English right back. I felt like we needed to have an English right back to replace Jed Spence, considering he was English. So it helps with squad registration and that, not in the Champions League. But he's 3.5 stars of current ability. Good Premier League player. Comes in from Bournemouth for £38 million. I think Bournemouth have done some magnificent business. It made a £27 million profit, but according to his value, he looks like he might be able to improve a little bit. I don't think he's close to his full potential, so there's a chance. I don't think, obviously, when the time comes for Leicester to sell him, whether or not they're gonna make a profit on him, I do not know. But I think he's gonna be a very good player. We do have some other potential outs at the moment. Wilfred Ndidi still doesn't want to leave, even though he is like our eighth best centre mid. But we have accepted bids for Eric Martel from Al Nassr and Al Ittihad, both for £40.5 million. So hopefully he goes, and that gives us a little bit more transfer budgets. At the moment, it's just under £60 million. Plenty of wage budget to spend. And Abdul Fatawu, he's another one of those rebel players. He doesn't want to leave, but we're trying to loan him out to Galatasaray. Hopefully, he joins them. They're going to be paying 90% of his wages. But at the moment, this is the squad we're playing with. Or working with. We obviously both goalkeepers still here, Sonishik and Erdogan Shakir. I'm fairly confident with Erdogan. I think he's a great Premier League goalkeeper, or good Premier League goalkeeper, so I think he'll be fine. And obviously, right backs this year, we've got Max Aarons and obviously our youngster Enoch Mastoras, who does look like he could be a quite a useful player, now a decent Premier League player, which is very, very good. Then obviously centre backs this year, we've still got Benoit Bashile, Igor Ogbu is still here, and Kekai, who we have given him a new contract. So we definitely need another centre back to replace Just. So, and obviously left backs include Victor Christensen and Josh Dog. I'm fairly sure Josh Dog is going to be our first choice left back. Is he homegrown in? No, he's not homegrown in the nation. I thought he was, but no, that doesn't count. Being homegrown in Scotland, but not England. Obviously, centre mids. We're carrying on with the 4-2-3-1. Centre mids. We've got Danilo. Eric Martel could potentially be out the door. Sammy Braybrook. Who the hell are you? You've been out on loan the past couple of seasons. Why are you still here? I'll take anything for him. I'll take 3 million, even though he is valued 12 million. We're not going to get 12 million pound for him. But other centre midfielders include obviously Ndidi is still here. We're gonna pretend he's not at the club because we're not gonna use him. I want him to be gone because he's our seventh best midfielder. We're not playing a ball winning midfielder anymore. It's a deep line playmaker and a Mazzala, which means Musa might. No, I think Musa probably stays because he can play as a Mazzala, but indeed he is just getting worse and worse as the summer goes on. That's the centre mids. And obviously, we've also still got Bellingham. He's probably our next other centre mid. Not to go. He's definitely staying. And obviously, on the right, we've got Casey McAteer. And hopefully, Fatawu is going to go out on loan, which will free up a spot out on the right hand side. Then, obviously, in the middle, we've still got Ramsas, who is wanted by Real Madrid. They haven't made a bid for him just yet. I mean, his potential has dropped off a cliff. I thought he was 5-star potential. He's not now. And obviously his backup is Bilal El Kanouse. I wouldn't mind trying to sell him, but I don't think any. Yeah, no one's interested in him. Then obviously left wingers, same as last year, Samuel Dozie and Diego Linus, and strikers, very explanatory. They're going to be staying put for now. Esposito not wanted by anyone now. He was at the beginning of the season, but not now. We've still got Esposito and Enzo Sterlau. So at the moment, I think it is basically just a centre back and maybe a right-sided player, maybe a centre mid. Should Eric Martel and in Wilfred Ndidi leave the club. I'm not expecting Wilfred Ndidi to leave the club, but if he can, it'd be just great. But he just needs to pull his finger out of his bum and just get out of the club, because I've got no interest in playing him. I'll drop him down to the under-21s if I have to. That's how I'm feeling about him. That's how cheesed off I am about Wilfred Ndidi. I just want him gone. If he can go before transfer deadline day, whether it's a cheap transfer on loan or we might try a mutual terminate his contract, I just want him out of the club because he's absolutely awful. But hopefully we can do that by the time the start of the season comes around. But hopefully we should have assembled a decent 23 man squad capable of winning the Premier League. Well, we have made it to the start of the brand new Premier League season, and I am pleased to announce we have assembled a 22-man squad, and Wilfred Ndidi has left the club on loan, but yeah, we're paying all of his wages, but he's out for the club. That's the best thing to come out of this transfer window. But let's take a look at all of the transfer business we have done this episode. We'll start off on the back end of last season when we signed 2 players, and they were Josh Jog, who is a Scottish left-back, 4 stars of current ability, good Premier League player, came in from Sassuolo for 44.5 million. Then we signed Danilo, who is a Brazilian centre-mid, 4 stars of current ability, leading Premier League player, came in from BOT out in Brazil for £17 million. Then moving on to this season, we'll start off with players that have left the club. So obviously we said goodbye to Jess Spence, who has joined Al Ali for £33 million. Victor Truss has joined Alpha Fitir for £25 million. And Eric Martel has joined Al Ittihad for £40.5 million. Abdul Fataru has joined Galatasaray on loan for this season just because he needs game time, and he's been pretty rubbish the past couple of seasons. Sammy Braybrook has joined Mallorca for £3.5 million, potentially £4.6 million. And Wilfred Ndidi took a long time to get him gone, but he has joined Benfica on loan for the whole of this season. Obviously, they're not paying any of his wages. I would prefer to if they could pay some, but I guess it's fine. He's out for the club then. People coming in this season. First up, it was Max Aarons. He's the English right back for 3.5 stars of current ability. Good Premier League player. Comes in from Bournemouth for £38 million. And moving on to the players you haven't met yet. First up, we've got Desiree Doué. He's a French centre mid, 2 stars of current ability, 4.5 star potential. Good Championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in from PSG for £28 million or £28.5 million. It looks like a fairly decent player. Won't be playing many games this season. Might start the odd games here and there, but preferably this year he's just going to be a backup, playing as of when he can, coming off the bench when he can. But he won't start too many games. Might start a couple of Champions League games, but in the easy games. But I might start a few Premier League games here and there. But he won't be first choice yet. He has the potential to, but not this season. Next up, we've got Jared Branthwaite. Obviously, yeah, he's a pretty decent right back. English centre back. Well, not right. He can play right back, but primarily he's going to be our best centre back ever. He's 4 stars of current ability. Good Premier League player. Comes in from Everton for £56 million. Started off at Carlisle. I didn't realise that. Then Everton bought him for £750k. They made a decent profit on him. A decent profit indeed. Then next up, we've got Giovanni Corenda, who's a Portuguese right wing. Can play it out on the left, but preferably we brought him in just to be another body out on the right side. 2 stars of current ability, 5 star potential. Good Championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in on loan from Chelsea for the whole of this season. He's made 1 appearance for Chelsea, 2 appearances for Chelsea. Both in the, I think, yeah, he's made a couple more appearances like in the cups and that lot, but not played too many games for Chelsea. I'm not sure how many games he's going to play for us, but hopefully more than 2 games like he did for Chelsea. But This is the squad going into the new season. It is. The goalkeepers are same as last year, Jakub Solishik and Erdogan Shakur. Right backs are Max Aarons and Enoch Mastolas. Then centre backs, obviously, Jared Bransmate, Benoit Bashile, Igor Ogbu, who is wanted by Aaron this year, haven't had any offers of him, and Kai. Then left backs, we've got Victor Christensen as Josh Doik, or Dog. I still don't know how to pronounce that. His last name. Then centre mids include Danilo, Yunus Musa, Desiree Dewey, and Joe Bellingham. Their right wingers include Casey McAteer and who's the other right winger? There he is, Giovanni Quenda. Then attacking midfielders this year, we've got Jakob Napoleon Romsas and Bilal El Kanuse. Then left wingers, obviously same as last year, Diego Lines and Samuel Adozi. Then strikers this year, we've got Esposito and Enzo Stir. Now, so obviously with that, I think that's probably all the transfer business done and dusted. Let's take a look at the season preview. So we are predicted to finish ninth, which is where we finished last year. So I don't think that's too bad. I thought that was one of our players in the Dream 11. It's not, it's Reece James from Chelsea. But I reckon do we have any key players? Obviously we do, but who are they? Danilo and Samuel Adoze. I'll take that. What's our projected lineup? Thinks we're going to play a 4-3-3. We're not. Erdogan in goal. Doik, Ogbu, Batishini, and Bransmate. Bransmate's not right back. He's a centre back. He's 6'5". Doesn't belong out at right back. He belongs in the middle. Danilo will play, just not as a defensive mid in the midfield as a Mazzala, I think. Obviously, McAteer will play, just not in midfield. Romsas, same with him, will play, not in centre mid, ideally in the middle. Obviously, Adoze, that's fine. Esposito, yeah. Quenda won't be anywhere near the first team. He will be in the first team, just not in the starting 11 just yet. But apart from that, I'm feeling quite confident going into this new season. Obviously, most of our players are 3 stars of current ability or more. Those who aren't are probably young players or young or old players like Lines. Obviously, won't play too many games this year, but he's still a very decent player. So I think we can make a run for the top 4. Obviously, this season probably will be our final season with Leicester, but hopefully we can win the Premier League this year. We will begin our new season in the next episode, where we'll be playing our first Premier League fixture against Wolverhampton Wanderers and our Super Cup against probably one of the best teams in the world, and that is Real Madrid. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.